Ever pondered how prevalent gang activity is in the city of Atlanta? Are you aware of the hidden menace lurking in the city's dark alleys? We invite you on an enlightening journey through the intricate web of Atlanta's gangland, a side of the city often shrouded in shadows and whispers. In Atlanta, the impact of gang activity is more significant than one might initially imagine. Recent reports indicate that there are approximately 150 active gangs in the city. These gangs, varying in size and scale, mark their territories with cryptic graffiti, littering the city's landscape with their clandestine codes. Among the most infamous of these gangs are the Northside Family Bloods, the Nine Tech Bloods, and the Ghostface Gangsters. These names may sound like they're straight out of a Hollywood crime thriller, but their existence is a harsh reality for Atlantans. Their territories span across the city, from the rugged streets of Buckhead to the grimy corners of Southwest Atlanta. But what is it that these gangs do? The illegal activities they partake in are as diverse as they are destructive. Drug trafficking, arms smuggling, and organized theft are just the tip of the iceberg. These activities not only fuel the cycle of violence and crime in Atlanta, but also act as a catalyst for a myriad of societal issues, including poverty and substance abuse. However, it's essential to remember, these gangs are not faceless entities. They comprise individuals, often young men and women, who've been pushed into this life due to circumstances beyond their control. Understanding this is the first step towards addressing the root causes of gang activity in Atlanta. The unseen reality of Atlanta's streets, a tale that unfolds in the city's dark corners, is one that needs to be brought to light. We must not turn a blind eye to this issue. Instead, let's strive to understand it, to learn from it, and ultimately to combat it. Join us as we delve deeper into Atlanta's dark alleys in the upcoming scenes. Every story has two sides. Let's hear from those who were once part of this dangerous lifestyle. Atlanta's dark alleys, a world often shrouded in fear, secrecy, and violence, have been home to many. It's a world where an individual's identity is often lost in the shadow of the collective, where the desire for belonging can lead to decisions that change lives forever. Let's hear from some of these individuals, former gang members who have walked through this shadowy realm. Once, the allure of camaraderie, power, and respect drew them into the folds of gang culture. They speak of a sense of belonging, a feeling of being part of something larger, something that gave them a sense of identity. For some, the gang was a surrogate family, providing a sense of security in a world that seemed to have turned its back on them. But beneath this veneer of unity and power lay a harsh reality. They share tales of violence, of a life lived on the edge, always looking over one's shoulder. The constant dread, the fear of rival gangs, and the relentless scrutiny of law enforcement were parts of their daily lives. The glamour of gang life quickly faded, replaced by the grim reality of survival. And then came the turning point. For some, it was the loss of a friend, for others, the birth of a child or a prison sentence. These moments of stark reality sparked a desire for change, a longing for a way out of the cycle of violence. They chose to leave, to break free from the chains of their past and embark on a new journey. Their stories provide a glimpse into a world that many of us cannot even begin to comprehend. They serve as a stark reminder of the human cost of gang culture, the lives altered and the futures compromised. Their stories, though unique, share a common thread: the allure of belonging, the harsh realities, and the eventual desire for a way out. But what does this mean for Atlanta's residents? How does gang activity impact the city and its inhabitants? Every day, Atlantans grapple with the harsh realities of gang presence. The impact is far from subtle. It's seen in the increased crime rates, in the fear that permeates the community, and in the devastating effects on families and the city's youth. Imagine the constant shadow of fear that looms over a city, the persistent worry that the simple act of stepping outside could lead to an encounter with danger. That's the reality for many Atlanta residents. The fear isn't hypothetical, it's palpable, it's real. The city's crime rate, inflated by gang-related activities, is a harsh reminder of the menace that lurks in those dark alleys. The impact of gangs isn't only felt in the crime statistics, it's felt in the homes where mothers worry about their children falling prey to the allure of gang life. It's felt in the hearts of fathers who fear they might not be able to protect their families from the violence that gangs can bring. The youth, the future of Atlanta, are caught in the crossfire, their innocence often stolen too soon. Living in a gang-affected area isn't just about dealing with the physical threats, it's also about the psychological trauma that comes with it. Imagine the mental toll of living in constant fear, of having to navigate a world where violence and crime are the norm. This trauma often leads to a vicious cycle, where fear and desperation push individuals towards the very gangs they wish to avoid, in search of protection and a sense of belonging. The effects of gang activity aren't confined to the members alone, they ripple outwards, affecting entire communities. These ripples cause not just physical damage but emotional and psychological damage too. They erode the sense of safety, stability, and unity that a community should provide. The ripple effects of gang activity are far-reaching, causing not just physical but emotional and psychological damage. In the midst of the chaos, there are those who stand tall, determined to make a difference. These are the local heroes of Atlanta, individuals and organizations steadfast in their mission to combat the menace of gang violence. Community leaders, activists, and nonprofit organizations play a pivotal role in this fight. Their motivations are as diverse as they are profound. Some were born and raised in these neighborhoods, witnessing the destruction brought by gang activity firsthand. Others have experienced the loss of loved ones, their grief turning into a powerful catalyst for change. Take, for instance, the story of a former gang member turned community leader. After serving time, he chose to channel his energy into creating a safe haven for the youth of his community. His organization now offers mentorship programs, helping guide young people away from the allure of gang life. There's also the tale of a mother who, after losing her son to gang violence, established a movement that provides emotional and legal support to families similarly affected. Her grief has transformed into a force for good, a beacon of hope for many in the community. Their strategies too are multifaceted, addressing the issue from different angles. Educational initiatives, mentorship programs, and job placement services aim to provide alternatives to gang life. They work in conjunction with law enforcement, advocating for fair treatment and rehabilitation over punishment. However, these local heroes face immense challenges. Limited funding, societal stigma, and the deep-rooted allure of gang culture are but a few. Yet they persevere, driven by their belief in a better future for Atlanta's communities. In the face of adversity, these individuals and organizations stand as a testament to the unyielding spirit of humanity. Their stories, though often untold, resonate with the power of change, the promise of redemption, and the hope of a safer tomorrow. These local heroes, though often unsung, are the beacon of hope in Atlanta's fight against gang violence. We've uncovered the reality, heard the stories, and seen the impact, so what lies ahead for Atlanta? The path forward may seem daunting, but it's not insurmountable. The city of Atlanta is not a lost cause. It's a vibrant city, rich in history and culture, and its potential is immense. The menace of gangland can be combated, and it begins with understanding the root of the problem. Gang violence is not born in a vacuum. It's often a symptom of deeper issues: poverty, lack of education, and limited employment opportunities. Address these, and we start to pull at the threads that weave the fabric of gang culture. Community programs are a vital part of this strategy. They provide safe spaces, mentorship, and resources for those most vulnerable to gang influence. They offer alternatives, showing our youth that there are other paths to success. Next, we have law enforcement. Their role is to protect and serve, and their efforts are crucial in maintaining peace. But their approach needs to evolve, focusing not just on suppression, but also on prevention and intervention. Building trust and fostering positive relationships with the community they serve can go a long way in curbing gang violence. And let's not forget the role of education and gainful employment. Education opens doors, broadens horizons, and equips individuals with the tools to better their lives. Meanwhile, providing stable and fulfilling employment opportunities can deter those tempted by the lure of quick money that gangs promise. All these strategies require a collective effort. They require us, as a society, to step up and take action. The government, law enforcement, educators, employers, community leaders, and every citizen of Atlanta have a role to play. The path forward may not be easy, but with resilience, unity, and determination, Atlanta can overcome the menace of gangland. This is not a battle that will be won overnight. It's a long, arduous journey. But remember, the longest journey begins with a single step. Let that step be taken today, for the promise of a safer, brighter Atlanta tomorrow.